Alrighty, so I'm not sure that this is actually going to go on the right list here, but I'm going to try and do a pork shoulder.
Yes.
It is? Okay, I'm going to do a pork shoulder. Normally I would smoke in the smoker, but it is literally cold as ice outside. I mean cold, cold. And I don't have a smoker here. The only way I can smoke is if I use my Weber Genesis grill. And the problem with that is I've got a small smoke box that I put wood chips in, and it ends up not being really, that effective, because like every 30, 45 minutes, you got to put wood on it. And this is going to probably take about 10 hours. And I'm not doing that through the night. So I'm going to try this in the oven. I've got a convection oven here that I can drop down to 225 degrees. So I'm going to try and season this the way I would normally, with the exception of, I usually do a barbecue sweet sauce, but I'm going to try actually using, this is Truvia sweet, Truvia. This is like a fake brown sugar that's made from stevia plants. So I'm going to use some of this in my rub, and we're going to see how this actually works. So I'm going to do, with me, I do kind of a sweet rub that has a little bit of a kick to it. Now the paprika, that's the hot cayenne that's in here. Yeah, the extremely hot. Okay, so this cayenne in here is extremely hot, so I'm just going to put just a little bit of this one onto it. My wife's like, whoa, I don't know where she got that one from, but it's hot. But what we're going to do is we're going to put some of that in here. We're going to put some onion powder in here. Some garlic powder. You see how I just go literally by taste. I don't have much chili powder in here. I got to get some more regular chili powder. But that's okay because it's a rub, honey. It's a rub. It's got to go over this whole pork shoulder. I use cinnamon. That gives it that really good taste. And smoked paprika. And of course, if you know me, chipotle chili powder. Love my chipotle chili powder. Gives it that southwestern earthy taste to it. And my Lowry's seasoned salt. No, I don't get paid by any of these people. If I was smart enough, I would actually put this stuff, would put things in the description so I could do affiliate marketing, but I have not done that. All right, so we got seasoned salt and some fresh ground pepper. And this is going to be my rub. Now, a couple of things here that some people will lose their mind. See, this actually helps keep my wrist in shape. You see that? Look at that. Like a machine, isn't it? Literally. Well, my wife's mesmerized, aren't you? You're getting sleepy. Go to sleep. Okay. All right, so we got some fresh ground pepper in here. We're going to put all this together. And that is our rub. Now you can go through, you can buy some barbecue rub, rub some butts and things like that. Different ones, they have them everywhere. The hardware store has, actually, surprisingly enough, Ace Hardware has tons and tons of different barbecue flavors and things. Oh my God. I saw it for the first time today, and I'm like, oh, I'm mesmerized. I got to get one. And I know they have it at Ace. It's a measuring cup. They have two kinds. A measuring cup with a funnel here at the bottom, so that way when you have like the drippings and you get all the grease at the top, you can pour from the bottom. Or they had another one which had like a lever on it, so that way all of the stuff, all the good juices without the fat, will come out the bottom. I got to get me one of those. Okay, so we got our pork shoulder here. This one does have a bone in it, and we've got the fat layer on here. I like to take off that fat layer as much as possible. Get it close. It doesn't seem like my knife is. This is not like my brother's Ulu knife, rest his soul, that just slices right through it, but we're making our way. the best we can. Making our way the best we can. What show was that?
Takes everything you got.
We got Different Strokes.
Sometimes you wanna go. Cheers.
Oh, was it Cheers?
Where everybody knows.
I thought it was Different Strokes. You got Different Strokes. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to get cussed out by some people, some barbecue purists, when I do this. But what I do is, yeah, we got to definitely sharpen this knife up some more, is I actually put mustard, yellow mustard on first. And you won't taste the mustard, trust me. You will not taste the mustard, but it gives the meat some extra moisture that will help to keep the seasonings sticking to it. And I don't know that this is true, but I believe it's true, because in the morning what you're going to see is it's going to be almost like all of the, I'm really getting a sharper knife. You'll see a lot of moisture that's come off of the meat, and I think that's because the salt is drawing that fat and beginning to break up the fibers in it. Okay, that's good. We want to leave a little bit of that in there, because what's going to happen is all of this gnarly piece of meat, and I mean it's gnarly piece of meat, it's going to basically, because we're slow cooking it, and we're going to slow cook it to 190 degrees at 225. It's going to get to about 120 degrees real fast, but then it's going to take forever after that. But what it's going to do is it's going to break up those fibers that are in there, and it's going to turn into deliciousness. And what I'm going to do for this one is, instead of the barbecue one, although I'll probably have to do barbecue ones for my in-laws because they're not going to like the vinegary taste, is do a balsamic vinegar sauce for it, because that'll keep the sugar content and stuff down. And that vinegar is very, very good for your system. So we're just going to take the rub, and we're just going to rub it all on it, all the way around on this thing. The rub smells good. And if you like what we're doing with this, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be doing all kinds of different stuff. I'm going to be trying some new things. Maybe I'll do some Jamaican pumpkin soup. I think they'll like that too. I've got different palate tastes. My sister-in-law does not like crustaceans, so we won't be doing like shrimp soup or crab soup.
It really limits you.
No, well, what we'll do is we'll
Make
give
her
her
something else.
yeah, or make extra of one day's meal and say, since you don't like that, you get yesterday's. Okay, you see that? That's nice and covered. And we're going to let this sit, and then first thing in the morning, we're going to get up, make our coffee, and we're going to put this in. We're going to put this with a, I'm going to use some apple cider, apple cider, and underneath of it, and some chunks of apples. Because what will happen is those apples, as they steam basically up underneath of it, it'll infuse that apple taste to it. It won't have the smoke flavor to it, because of course we don't have any wood that's in there, unless we're smoking it by burning down the house, which we don't want to do. We're not going to get that smoke flavor, but we'll definitely get that pulled pork. We'll get the apple in there, that cinnamons, that the garlic salt, and the chipotle chili powder. All those flavors will be infused in this, And we'll be able to shred this really nice, and we'll make a coleslaw to go with this. So we have coleslaw, the pulled pork, and we'll figure out whatever else we're gonna have with it. So that's it for tonight. See you in the morning. Well, good morning, good people, and welcome to Cooking and Tailgating with Jobu. So yesterday we got our seasoning here on our pork shoulder, and we're gonna get ready to start cooking it. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and let this get to room temperature. We're gonna take it out for about 30 minutes before we start doing it. And I'm gonna go out, I have like a roasting pan or a roasting rack that helps to elevate this off of the base. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually put this in there so that way it won't be stuck in the juices there. It'll be able to drip. And then we'll put a wash in there with some fresh apples, which will basically steam and help put that apple taste into it. It won't have a smoke taste because it's cooked on the inside oven, but it will give it that apple flavor. So let's take a look at it. So we did the mustard rub last night. Oh, look at that. And this is what I was telling you, that you'll notice all of the juice that comes off of it. I think it's something between the salt and the mustard in there that it starts the process of breaking down the fiber. So I'm gonna make some coffee, and then I'm gonna get ready to get this thing ready to rock and roll while it's warming up. Man, I can taste that pulled pork right down. So I got myself an apple. I'm just going to cut it up in chunks. We're not worried about getting rid of the core or anything. We want all that in there because that's all going to give it more flavor in the wash here. So what's going to happen is it'll be almost like a steam. This will actually give it moisture that'll help to infuse with flavor. And I'm using some 100% apple cider up underneath of it, and mix that with some water. And we want to watch that because if it dries out completely, you're going to have a really sticky mess inside of your pan, and you don't want a sticky mess. Now you can see that this roasting pan will keep it up off of the liquids and allow that to be able to circulate. Now again, I haven't done one of these indoors, so this will be interesting to see how much flavor we lose from the smoke. We could get some liquid smoke and put on it and things, but if it's not the real deal, I'm not much for it. So it's been about 30 minutes. This has gotten closer to room temperature. We'll get our probe, so that way we can keep up with the temperature on it. And this is going to have to get to about 190, 195 degrees for that meat to literally fall off the bone. And I hope, again, I'm experimenting. It's 18 degrees outside, and that's a little too chilly for me to go ahead and start smoking outside. So we're going to put this in, that probe in the middle. Right now the temperature on that sucker is 39 degrees. Woo! That's kind of chilly. And we'll put this in and we'll get cooking. Oh my goodness. I've been actually upstairs recording videos for my other channel and doing some work at my desk. The crazy thing about this house is 200 years old, 205 years to be exact. And we've rebuilt it. This kitchen that you see here is kind of my dream kitchen. I wish it were a little bit bigger, but it has been great for being able to cook. I've cooked for as many as, we've done Thanksgiving dinner twice with at least 15 people. We entertained and had like 30 people another time, and it has been great. It's a lot of space to be able to work, even though it's a small space. And if you've ever worked in a commercial kitchen, typically they're not really big. It's made so everything is close by, but lots of counter space. But the way when you're cooking, the house has convection where it just rolls upstairs. And I've been smelling this like you wouldn't believe. Now, it's been about 3 hours and we're up to 109 degrees. The thing about that's always funny to me whenever I smoke out on my barbecue is getting up to about 140 degrees happens really, really quick. But from about 140 to 190, it takes literally forever. So this is the first time I'm going to take a look at it, and I hope that you guys can see this from this spot right here that I have the camera. So 225, low and slow. Oh man, look at that. Now I can say that there's a difference between seeing this in here in the oven. You can see where it's very, very wet on here, and that's because you don't have the smoke. Smoke actually will help dry out and put a bark on it, but it is actually, it's melting away. I can see some of the fat in there with the juice and stuff on here, but the smell of the apples, oh, that smells so good. So we're gonna keep on putting it like this. Now with the apple and stuff up underneath of it, it's kind of steaming it more so than smoking it. So the meat itself should be really, really juicy. And again, this is the first time I've ever done it inside on here. What I might do, and this might be a little crazy, is I may take it, my grill is still a little bit covered with snow. But what I might do is I might finish it off with some smoking. It'd be kind of crazy, but we'll take it out there, and then for about the last hour or two, put it on the smoker, see if we can get some of that smoking, that flavor, and make the bark right. And again, we're experimenting, and that's the great thing about cooking. You can try something new. It's time for our check-in. It's been about 5 hours now. Let's see how we're looking. Woo. Oh, you can see it's beginning to split there. We're at 160 degrees. Oh, man. That looks good. Still have a ways to go. Now, here's what typically happens. That first 150 degrees happens real, real quick. The next 30 to 40 is really slow. So we're sitting here exactly at 160. And we're just gonna let it continue to go. Just like that, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so it's been 7 hours. I'm at 181 degrees. And I can tell you, upstairs, it smells good. It smells real good. I want to take a peek at it because I haven't looked at it in about 2 hours or so. Let's take a look. Oh man. You can see now it's beginning to shrink up a little bit. You can see we're beginning to get that bark on here. It smells fantastic. I'm gonna do something I shouldn't do, but oh, you see that, right? You see how it's, oh my God. I'm gonna let it crust up a little bit there, but look at that. Oh, let me taste that. That's good. That's really good. Just as tender as it can be. I like to get it to 190, so I'm gonna let it cook there for a little bit more. And what I've done, if you've seen some of my other barbecue videos, I've made a barbecue sauce. Instead of using brown sugar, I use a stevia. And this is a barbecue sauce that I've made right here that is basically sugar-free. other thing I've done here is I've made, this is like a vinaigrette barbecue sauce. So this is more like a North Carolina one, but again, no sugar in them. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take some cabbage, some potatoes and onions, and we're going to basically, with some seasoned salt, and we're going to fry those, and we're going to end up shredding the pulled pork and pour some of that sauce on top of it. And that's going to be really good. The cabbage, giving you all your vegetables and things like that, which will be really, really good. And having the pulled pork will give you your protein. I can't wait. I can't wait. The only thing I don't have here is I don't have my bear claws to go ahead and shred it. But I think we're going to be okay with what we have right here. It's going to be good. Wow. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Looks like we got a bark on there. Oh my goodness. Now, it's hot. It is very, very hot. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Let me turn the camera a little bit more here. Oh, wow. That looks pretty good. And let's see. Oh, snap. That's perfect. You see we got the pork on top of it? Oh. Oh. That's it, man. This is our pulled pork. Oh, look at that. Do you see that? That is unbelievable. So, it is possible. It's the first time I've done pulled pork in the oven inside the house. The key on this is that it's low and slow. And so we're going to let this, glad my foot wasn't underneath that knife. We're going to let this cool a little bit, and I'll put some gloves on it and I'll hand, look at that. That is good. And I've got to finish my cabbage over here. My cabbage and potatoes and stuff. But yeah, we'll pull this. Let's see if we pull. Look at that. Oh, man. Look at that. And we'll put this over the potatoes and things. Oh, look at that. This is going to be so, oh, it's so tender. Look at that. We're going to pull this, and then we'll just put some on the potatoes. Look at that. And see this. Look. Oh, look at that. Bam. Let me try. Let me get my potatoes here and cabbage. You're going to need some of that to put the pork on. Need a bigger pot for that. But let's take a couple of forks here. And look at this. You can just shred this. Normally I have my bear claws to shred the pork with. Look at that, man. Now, it doesn't have the smoke taste that you would normally outside, but it's got an apple flavor in here because of the apples that we put underneath of it. Now, if you really want to do something, you can take the juice that's in there from the apple sauteing in there and take the grease off of it. So look at that. Look at that. All that gnarly fat is gone. And what you got left is just straight, delicious pulled pork. I know pulled pork isn't everybody's taste, but for the paleo diet, this is perfect because this is no sugar added. It's not processed. And our barbecue sauce. Look at that. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try a little bit of this. Look at this. I'm gonna put a little bit of my, this is the vinegar apple cider. Oh man. Let me come on over that way. Let's see how this tastes. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Shredded pulled pork. Oh my God. That shit right there. Oh my God. It's a sweet tasting, but yet still, spicy sauce in there. That is good. Oh man. I'm loving it. Just got to finish cooking. I'm going to put it on top of the cabbage and potatoes. Once this is done, that'll go on top of this. A little bit of that sauce. You're getting lots of veggies. You're getting your protein. And you're getting a little bit of comfort. All right. Once this is done, I'll bring you back and show you a plate. Woohoo!